we are going to tackle basic forward. Our first skill is going to be a forward outside edge on a circle. Our goal is to hold it for a count of 6 seconds. Start off by balancing on 2 feet, then lift up one leg. Your weight is on the middle to back of the blade. I'm looking where I'm going and also pointing my arms where I'd like to go. Notice my toe to heel position. My toe is next to my opposite heel. Arms over the circle. I am looking where am I going, and my knees are nice and tight together. There's a slight lean inside my circle as well. We are also going to do the same forward edge, this time on the inside edge, same thing, holding it for 6 seconds. Our next skill is an exciting one. We're going to learn how to do crossovers. Our goal is to do 4 to 6 in a row, and we're going to really try not to hit our toe pins. Let's warm up crossovers with the lateral crossover march. Remember, we are bending our knee, picking up the foot completely, keeping our toes pointing forwards, and crossing over. A common mistake I see in this is just swinging the foot around and not bending the knee. So be sure to get over the foot completely. There are 2 pushes to the crossover. Notice I'm pushing off the middle of my blade, ending off with the toe, crossing over completely, and making sure I'm pushing off the side of the foot. Arms are parallel to the ice, tracing the circle, and your chest is up. Be sure not to bend forwards. If you look on my YouTube channel, I also have some crossover tutorials for a more in-depth discussion. You are bending your knees to ensure that you have power, and you can also practice this at the wall to feel the second push, which is probably the hardest part of the crossover. Just like our half swizzle pumps in basic 3, we have them again in basic 4, but this time backwards. We're going to try to do 6 to 8 in a row. Our arms are parallel over the circle, and we are going to lean into the circle, hugging our favorite person. We're going to look backwards where we are going with nice knee bend. We're going to make little C's down the ice. Most of my body weight is on the inside foot. My outside foot is just gently gliding to make little C's down the circle. If you guys recall our backward 1-foot glides from basic 3, we're going to do it again, but we're going to expect more this time. We're going to try to hold this for 4 seconds. I know you can do this. Start off by getting balance on the 2-foot glide. We're going to be slightly forward on the blade. Lift just ever so slightly so your toe is next to the opposite heel. Your arms are out for balance. My back is nice and straight and I am looking up. A common mistake is to lift your leg up too high or too far apart, therefore losing your balance. Another common mistake is dropping your shoulder and hip, causing you to fall off your straight line. You also want to avoid leaning back or leaning too far forwards. Basic 4 is one of my favorite levels because we have a lot of big kick steps in this one. We're going to do our first spin. This is the 2-foot spin. We're going to try to aim for a goal of 2 revolutions, 2 times all the way around in a 360 circle. There are 2 ways I like to teach the spin. First off is by marching in a circle, then hugging our arms and legs in at the same time. We are spinning on the ball of our feet. Be sure to keep your hips and your shoulders in a straight line. Don't let it drop, otherwise you will lose your balance. You can also enter the spin from a pivot with your arms wide open. This is nice because I feel you can get some better speed going into this. Be sure to keep your chest up. Our last skill is going to be a forward lunge. We're going to try this on both legs. Our goal is to hold this for 6 seconds. Once again, 6 seems to be the magic number in basic skills. This takes a lot of flexibility, so don't fret if you don't get this. Practice your splits, your lunges, hamstring flexibility at home in your spare time. Let's try this out at the wall. The knee never tracks past my toes. My hips are open. My foot is turned out to the side, and I am going to be sliding on my boot, not the blade, during my lunge. Keep the chest up. A common mistake is to drag your toe or not turn your foot out to the side. Another common mistake is leaning forwards too much, so be sure to look up and keep the chest up.